Okay, hello everybody, this is Malaysia 2017-2018. Let's see how it goes. On the grid, I'm only the fourth fastest. Ken, my teammate's just ahead of me on the right. He's had a blinder of a qualifying lap. Up at the front, John and Rob. Rob's immediately in front of me. So it's raining, it's Malaysia, we're on inters, that looks about right. We've got to get it right from the start. There is no Samir, no Harry, no Craig. So away we go. That's not a bad start by me. In fact, it's looking very good. Already you can see that I've got this nicely. But which way is Rob going to go? Not a lot of room, so I back out of that slightly. The Ferrari comes up really hard and fast, and in the slow-mo you're going to see it all kick off. I drift slightly into the Ferrari as we were braking because of the tricky conditions. We tangle slightly. I get away with it mostly. Tiny bit of damage there, you can see. Up ahead, you might be able to squint and see that Ken's going to become squeezed onto the outside while I'm fighting the Haas. There's Ken, he gets a bit eased there, possibly by Rob. He's now on the outside, there's a Ferrari heading towards him. I've got a Haas on the inside of me. Ken's trying to get it straight. Rosberg's having a wobble. The Haas hasn't gone away. The Ferrari's coming back at me. I managed to get round it, and off we go. This was lap 1, turn 3, and now at last I'm away. Rosberg's ahead of me. And as you can see, Ken's actually now right behind me, so I'll give him a bit of room in case he's going to try one up the inside. But not too bad at the moment, not too bad. But up ahead, we've still got Rob and John, who's cleared off for a bit. Rosberg's going to be a little bit tricky, but I'll make a much better exit out of here, much more confident. And squeeze through on the inside. Nicely done. This leaves Rob ahead of me, John's ahead of him. And behind me I'm looking for my teammate, but he's not quite there. Not yet. But although you'll find out that Ken catches me up at regular intervals through this race. I almost outbraked myself there and try and dodge the back of Rob, which I did. Managed to avoid the back of Rob. Rob braked quite hard there. He goes defensive. And as we move on to lap 2, I'm about to move up a place because as we come out of here, it's a little bit drifty through here, just a little bit drifty, and Rob's drifted off just a little bit. That gives me a little bit of a run down here. Where's Rob? He's on the outside, I'm on the inside. What's going to happen? Ooh, tricky. Turn in nice and tight, make sure there's plenty of room. Actually, Rob's wandered off very slightly on the outside, as he's probably also thought, where's the other car? So now I'm second. John's up ahead. It's lap 2. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's keep it going. But already you can see the clouds are not as bad as they used to be. By lap 3, I've caught John. Here he is. And we engage in a little bit of shadow boxing, shall we say, as I start to get a little closer and John starts to sweat a little more. Through the fast sweeps here. In the wet, this corner's not quite as straightforward as it might otherwise be, especially if, like me, you've missed the apex. But this corner is wet or dry. Rain, shine, fog. Who knows? That's always one of the world's most tricky corners. And away we go down the back straight. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Wonder if I can make John make a mistake. Anything could happen. One thing here you'll notice, my braking is just closing up maybe a little bit on him. Trying to keep it nice and tidy on the way out. As you can see, if you look at the map, we're all well ahead of the AI cars. I've just done the fastest lap. That's not surprising because I've been catching up the leader. But we're starting to the four of us are starting to put a little bit of gap on the AIs. 2 attempts to get into that corner for John. Lap 4 is a long way to go. And at this point, of course, I'm thinking, let's not ruin anything. Let's just keep it nice. John keeps that nice and tidy there. Turns in perfectly. Apex, is it alright? This is not a passing place. So let's just keep it on. Make sure we turn it in. Oh, I'm drifting out a little bit wide there. Not as wide as John. That gives me a bit of a run. Is there room down the inside? Not really. But what this is a lap 4. And in fact, if you look at the clouds, and you look at the spray, and you look at the fact we're on inters, we are actually now beginning to find that those inters are not so suitable. And it's going to be tricky. And what Rob does in a masterstroke is he goes in a lap earlier to switch tyres and that really gains him an advantage. Rob read the weather conditions completely during this race. Me and John up the front left it a lap later, and Ken behind also left it a lap later, and we paid the price in the sense of having that extra lap of not really quite suitable tyres. So Rob pulled the master stroke at that point, but I'm afraid you'll find out that I never really see that. But here I am though, I'm monstering the leader, toying with the idea of a late lunge, but ooh, risky, maybe not. John's a little defensive. Look how dry it is, and that's what woke up Rob. I think he suddenly spotted, why are we still out? He goes off, go and get himself some new tyres. We continue for another lap of rather tricky driving conditions, and in fact it's during these tricky bits that I lose ground to John, who pulls away before we go in for our stop, as you'll see in a minute. So I'm scrabbling around a little bit. Ooh, there's the understeer. I'm beginning to lose sight there of John. He pulls away. I've made a bit of a mistake. The car's moving around a lot. The tyres are not happy. So it's pits time. Lap 6. I'm on inters. Why am I on inters? Well, that's because I just still am on inters. John's still up ahead. I'm in P2. John's there, he is. And this is it, pit time. First pit stop, the key one. As I say, Rob's already been in. John's all over the place trying to find his way through here. I'm keeping it a little tidy, and that's why I've caught up with John. Come down here, inters. At the moment, it's dry, dry, dry. Where is that line? Where is the line? Oh, if only we practiced where the line was. So that's delayed me somewhat. But, P2. In we go. Another set of inters they put on. Why did they put on another set of inters? Another set of inters. Behind me, Ken is about to have essentially the same problem. Ken's behind me. I'm coming out the pits. He's left in the pits there. We came in at the same time. He really wasn't far behind at all. But I'm on these inters, and it's not the weather for inters. So lap 13 anyway. After I got rid of those inters, I put on some decent tyres. Went out for a drive. Moved my way back up. In fact, back up to P3 as you can see. Come into the pits. Perfectly dry. Look at the sunny weather. I'm on probably mediums I think at this point or something. Here we go. In from a pit stop. Sun is shining. Wets. They put me on wets. They put me on wets. I have no idea why they put me on wets. The sun is shining. The sky is blue. Ken had exactly the same problem. And so as I come out now, I'm on wets. I'm P9, but I'm going to go so slow. And the other guys are going to go so much faster. And I'm basically going to come out into the pack really. So here we go. Scrabbling around. The main thing now is just not to fall completely off the track, because it could take an awful long time to get back. I'm looking at the side of my car just to check that I really have got those tyres on, and I really do. Those are the tyres that I've got. P9, lap 14, halfway through the race. I put on wets in these conditions. Ooh, it's hard work to get around there. I'm now going to make sure. Where in the menus? Where in the menus? I'm going to try and make sure that we find the menu button to fix exactly what tyres I'm going to get. I'm not going to leave it down to the pit crew anymore if at all possible. But I'm struggling to get round, as you can see. Here come the other cars. Whoosh. The manner. Oh, Daniel. Just cutting a little bit. Big slide. P14. Get it going, get it going. Change, yes, we can pick some dry tyres somehow. Oh, Masson's giving me a slight side swipe, and I've got a little time apparently for that, even though it was clearly him swiping me. There's cars coming up, passing, going up, passing. P16, and as you can see, here they come. P16, they're just sweeping by, and it's my job essentially to get out of the way. So in we go, lap 15, 21st place, and what you're going to see in a minute, as I come out here, I'm going to meet John, who's leading the race, who's a long way ahead. In fact, he's a lap ahead. And you're going to see he had a little bit of a moment here. Every now and again, Rob would close up a little and he'd feel a little bit of the pressure. So here we go. I'm making my way around. As I say, this is lap 15. But by the time we move on just a little bit further, by lap 21, I've come in for another set of stops. Finally trying to find exactly what I'm doing. As you can see here from my tyres, I've worn them fairly hard, and at the end of the race it was a problem for me. On the very last lap I sustained a puncture which condemned me to my position. I didn't make up as many positions as I could have done, but here we go. Just watch this stop as I watch it with you to make sure that the boys do the right thing. This is the last stop. I'm theoretically only going to run 6 laps on these, so I've put on some fairly soft tires, I think I have, and away we go. I'm in P9, you'll see, and I think I wound up in P7 at the end of it. I lost a couple of places on the last lap. I'm going to come out and I'm going to meet John. As we go down the straight, you might be able to see on the map there's a little white marker coming down. That's John. We come out. I'm looking behind. There's Verline. I'm checking that I don't come out too badly. Blue flag. Let faster cars pass. I'm trying to keep out of the way. Hugging the inside. Hugging the inside. Gutierrez is out. I'm going to get out right out of his way because I can see that's the Mercedes and he comes towards me. He's tagged the back of Gutierrez and I have to go off the track in even more avoidance. But John, rather nicely, at the end of the race, let me unlap myself, which is my last attempt to try and pick up some more places, which just didn't quite work, as I say, because I picked up a puncture right at the end. Well, what a race. Congratulations to John. He drove a very good race indeed. If he tells you that he controlled it easily from the start, that's I think the evidence is that he didn't. But yeah, congratulations John. Congratulations to Rob, who drove a blinder, really kept it on the island, no real damage. Pitted at the right time. And congratulations to Ken, who gave me a real tough time as my teammate. It was fun. You should be there next time. Thank you very much.